Good morning and welcome to You Be the Judge. Today we're going to talk about the heritage and the benefits of the influx of Latino residents to northeastern Pennsylvania. We're going to learn a little bit about what they offer our community besides a ready and willing workforce, but also learn a little bit about the heritage of those that came from south of the border in the Caribbean basin with someone who's uniquely qualified to talk about this. He's the president of the board of the Latino Alliance of Northeastern Pennsylvania, LAANEPA. A good friend of mine, Pedro L, is a doctoral dissertation away from having his Ph.D. in administration and has been working since 1999 to integrate those who come from different areas of the world to our community. Pedro, welcome to You Be the Judge, and thank you so much for all that you do for our community. Tell us a little bit about LAANEPA. What's its mission?
Well, the Latino American Alliance of Northeast Pennsylvania, our mission is fairly unique, which is basically to enhance the quality of life of all people in the region by empowering and integrating the Latino community. That's slightly different because our organization has been successful because we're not isolating ourselves as an ethnic group in a community. We're actually providing the benefits of the Latino people and integrating that into the social fabric of the communities in the Poconos, and now thanks to new opportunities in Scranton, also in Scranton. So we're growing across Northeast Pennsylvania.
And Pedro, you were not originally a resident of Northeastern Pennsylvania, but you came up here in 1999?
Yes, after retiring from the military, I moved to Tobyhanna. The Army Depot was there. I had my family had been there. We had purchased a home for my mother and my sister. So it was natural to bring my family back to Northeast Pennsylvania. Worked in Northampton Community College, and I was the Downtown Bethlehem Center, ran all the adult literacy programs, English as the second language programs, and the welfare to work programs in Northampton County. Had the opportunity to get my doctoral degree, studies in Marywood University, so I left Northampton and came up to Marywood University, started my Ph.D. program in 2002, and was hired in 2002 as the Director of Workforce Development.
Just recently, I was in the Poconos, and I was pleased to be honored by LAANEPA. But your principal speaker that morning was from the Commonwealth Medical College, who, like yourself, came from the island of Puerto Rico and had some really eye-opening thoughts as to the contributions of those from Puerto Rico have made to the United States. Why don't you share some of those thoughts?
Well, I tell you, I always say that when I think about Ida Castro, she's the vice president for social justice and diversity at the medical college. Northeast Pennsylvania is so blessed to have an attorney, a lawyer of her caliber. She's formerly the executive director of the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission under President Clinton. She's an accomplished attorney and entrepreneur, and probably one of the most phenomenal women that I've ever had the pleasure to meet. Basically, her message, we had about 150 people at our awards breakfast where we honored you at, and her message was pretty interesting in that it brought to light the issue that sometimes we look at new immigrants that come into a region, but the Hispanic people, for example, we were looking at 20 different countries of national origin, each with its own unique subdialect, cultural nuances, coming to this region and being in this region, the impact that it has. Some of the numbers that we looked at, I'm not a percentages person because a percentage of anything can sound like a lot, but when we look at the Northeast region, we're looking at over 125,000 Hispanics through the census. That translates to a workforce of about 75,000 people. I can tell you that the Latino worker is in high demand because the Latino worker works and continues to work, works hard, and that is greatly appreciated by employers. And contrary to popular belief, it doesn't take anyone's job away. I hear people say that these folks will take somebody's job. I think that if somebody that's unskilled takes your job, you weren't very valuable at your own place, and that's not to insult anyone, but I think that's a myth. That's not true. So that's the workforce. Then we look at the Latino as a community. We're talking about a voting potential of about 60,000 votes because Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens, and that's predominantly the population that's in Northeast Pennsylvania. And if they're not U.S. citizens, for example, and are not eligible to vote, they still talk and influence others who are eligible to vote. So there's a misconception that the old paradigm of elected officials relying on their base, that paradigm has shifted. And I think we've seen that in the last couple of elections, to the point that we actually have our president in the State of the Union the other night even mentioned Scranton by Joe Biden, and it's pretty cool to hear that. So that it's extremely important that again, there's another misconception that the new immigrant populations come in to take from the resources.
When we come back from the break, Pedro, I want to talk about that, because as a businessman, new people added to the workforce helps me with certain areas that I couldn't hire someone to begin with. So please stay tuned to You Be the Judge, to this very important show as to the contributions of our new immigrants to Northeastern Pennsylvania.